the most dangerous obstacle course of my life. Part 1. The Fall. When life hits hard. Introduction. A journey like no other. Life is often described as a race, a marathon, or even a battlefield. But to me, it has always felt like an endless obstacle course, one filled with towering walls, treacherous pits, and unexpected hurdles that seem impossible to overcome. This is my story. A story of trials, failures, and the moments when I felt utterly crushed by the weight of my circumstances. But it's also a story of perseverance, resilience, and the fight to reclaim my path. If you have ever felt like life was against you, perhaps you'll find a part of yourself in these words. Obstacle 1. The first taste of failure. The first major challenge in my life was failure. As a child, I excelled in school, and success felt like my birthright. But the first time I faced real failure, it hit me like a freight train. I had always dreamed of getting into a prestigious university, but despite my relentless efforts, I was rejected. The rejection letter felt like a death sentence to my ambitions. I remember sitting in my room, staring at that letter for hours, feeling like I had lost my worth. The world suddenly felt smaller, and my dreams seemed foolish. I questioned everything. Was I not good enough? Had I been living in an illusion? At that moment, I didn't realize that failure was just another obstacle on the course, one that could be conquered with time and effort. But back then, it felt like a bottomless pit I would never escape. Obstacle 2. The weight of expectations. Society often imposes its own rules on us, dictating how we should live, what we should achieve, and even how we should feel. My family had high expectations for me, and when I stumbled, I felt like I had let everyone down. The pressure was immense. Every family gathering became a painful reminder of what I hadn't achieved. Relatives would ask, "So what are you doing now?" Their judgmental stares made my failures feel magnified. For a long time, I tried to mold myself into the version of success that everyone else expected. I chased careers I wasn't passionate about, made decisions to please others, and ignored my own happiness. But no matter how much I tried, I always felt like I was running a race meant for someone else. Obstacle 3. The darkest hours. Losing everything. Life has a way of testing you when you least expect it. Just when I thought I had found some stability, everything came crashing down. A business venture I had poured my heart into collapsed overnight. I lost my savings, my confidence, and even my sense of self. With no job and mounting debts, I felt suffocated. The stress consumed me, and soon my relationships started falling apart. Friends disappeared, and even those who stayed couldn't understand the storm raging inside me. At my lowest point, I questioned whether life was worth fighting for. The world seemed indifferent to my struggles, and hope felt like a distant memory. But the thing about hitting rock bottom is that the only way left is up. Part 2. The Climb. Fighting back. Obstacle 4. Embracing failure as a teacher. Failure is a brutal teacher, but it teaches lessons that success never could. It took time, but I began to see my failures not as the end, but as stepping stones. I stopped asking, "Why me?" and started asking, "What can I learn from this?" I realized that the rejection from my dream university wasn't a sign that I wasn't capable. It was an opportunity to explore a different path. I discovered skills I never knew I had, passions I had ignored, and doors I had never considered knocking on. Obstacle 5. Breaking free from expectations. Letting go of societal expectations was one of the hardest yet most liberating things I ever did. I had to learn that my worth wasn't defined by titles, wealth, or external validation. Instead of chasing approval, I started chasing purpose. I stopped comparing my journey to others and began carving out my own path. It wasn't easy. Self-doubt lingered, and the fear of judgment was still present. But little by little, I built the courage to live life on my own terms. Obstacle 6. Rebuilding from rock bottom. Losing everything was painful, but it also gave me a blank slate. With nothing left to lose, I took risks I never would have before. I started small, learning new skills, working on projects I was passionate about, and rebuilding my confidence one step at a time. Through persistence, I found opportunities where I least expected them. I met people who believed in me, mentors who guided me, and experiences that reshaped my perspective. Every failure, every setback became a lesson, and slowly, I began to rise. The conclusion, the true meaning of strength. Life's obstacle course is relentless. It doesn't get easier, but we get stronger. The challenges we face shape us into who we are meant to be. Every failure, heartbreak, and setback teaches us resilience, and in overcoming them, we discover our true strength. If you're in the middle of your own obstacle course, know that you are not alone. Keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Keep fighting, even when the odds are against you. Because at the end of the day, the only way to lose is to stop trying. Your journey is not over yet, and neither is mine. Fighting, bro.